reading out of Psalm 72 in verse 4, and it reads, "He shall judge the poor of the people, he shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor." Giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Power of Israel, Yahweh, Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness, sincerity. Again, I'm going to say shalom. I just want to recap an article our sister Lisa Cabrera put out. This was last night, I believe. First, you had the Florida governor, Ron DeSantis. He had he tweeted I guess it was like a GoFundMe for this white supremacist that choked out this poor homeless brother in Brooklyn. But it was in a subway. I think it was in the Brooklyn area, but it happened on the subway. Daniel Penny, that's this ex-Marine that decided to kill one of our brothers just to kill him. And shortly after that, I mean, they were slow to arrest him, and in almost no time, his it says crowdfunding, that's I guess that's like a form of GoFundMe, hit like $1 million. And basically, I mean, to the point, not only this guy, to me, the charge was like a slap on the wrist charge, and he's basically gonna walk free. And you know, when you hear stories like this, that's why I did a story recently. You know, our people need to get it together. You know, you reflect. It's kind of like the whole George Zimmerman thing. Okay, the Eric Gardner condition is to me, they get to kill us and they just walk free. And then you had the 2 parts, Zephaniah 13 and 8. Israelite attorneys say that there's no racism in the United States of America. That's a damn lie. Okay, this is why the Most High told us, he tell us to gather yourselves together, right? Let's get that gathering quick fast. Okay, because that's ridiculous, man. I just want to reflect on it. I mean, it makes no sense. I still don't understand how so-called black people in America could try to unite with a people that don't even want you next to them. Okay, that's the reality. So we have to gather in the truth, and thus said the Lord, and keep the commandments, and call on the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, so we can get the hell out of this place. And that's playing upon tables. These people, okay, I try to be friendly about it, but these people really hate our guts, and it's plain, right? Let's get Zephaniah. Yeah, let's get Zephaniah 1 through 3. Zephaniah 2, 1 through 3. Zephaniah 2 and 1. It reads, "Gather yourselves together, yeah, gather together, O nation not desired." And that's plain. The DOJ was slow to arrest him, and even after he was so-called booked, he wasn't really given a heavy charge. Okay? And shortly after that, you had this racist white supremacist in Florida, DeSantis, promote a GoFundMe like page, and next thing, the white supremacist that choked out the brother, right, he's basically free. Okay, and I have to take it here. You know, I'm gonna take it here, and I'm always throw these cats under the bus, man. You damn CAA, ADL, SPLC, Canary Mission. Now, we all remember during Trump's time, when Trump was still in office, they accused Hebrew Israelites of shooting the small hatters. And okay, we can agree they were people of color, but they had nothing to do with the Israelite community. They were Muslims. They were that Muslim religion. Okay, that had nothing to do with us. And the media, they spent that story so many times to the point where they had to apologize. Okay, they kept changing the narrative, right? But here you have a white supremacist that killed a person of color in front of many witnesses. Where's your Canary Mission, CAA, SPLC, ADL to push that this white supremacist get locked away for what he did? Guess what? It's not going to happen. It don't fit their narrative. They protect themselves, and when it's us, it's on some whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have to gather as a nation of people under the law, statutes, and commandments of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because they're going to keep doing that. Okay? None of them came to the front and you know, make case for the brother, and they won't. And I brought this out many times on YouTube and Rumble. Show me a live where a so-called racist white supremacist choking up a small hatter. Show me that. I've yet for anyone to hit any of my comment boards and say, like how George Zimmerman killed the kid in Florida. I forget where, y'all know what I'm talking about, but how George Zimmerman killed that young brother. Okay, how Eric Gardner got choked out. Then you had this brother choked out in the subway. I want to see, how do you say, small hatters victims like that. Or cops shooting up or beating the bricks out. You know, you're not going to find that. But they continue, okay, to my point, they continue to do that to us. And that's a problem. And all these groups calling Hebrew Israelite groups, okay, terrorists for, at this point, just praying for salvation, it makes no sense, okay? Because the agenda is to stop the salvation. And obviously, it's too late now. I mean, we see the forecast. I know it's going to pain a lot of people for me to say what I want to say. I hope the default play out. I hope it crash. I hope World War III escalate, and I hope Yahweh Bashima Mashiach Yahweh Shai deliver the chosen much sooner than later, because this place is against people of color. And I've said this many times on Rumble and YouTube. Voting Democrat or Republican can't save a people of color, chiefly the scattered children of Israel. He can't help us. They got their little agent vocab. He telling every person of color you need eugenics, gene therapy, and every manner of DNA testing to find out who you are. And you know, there's accounts in, I believe, 2 Timothy's. I brought that out before. There's no account that says you need that. Let's get one of those. Because a lot of our people that's new to the truth, they actually believe that DNA madness. Okay. Let's get that real quick. Yeah, it's 1 Timothy. It's not 2 Timothy. It's 1 Timothy 1 and 4. I'll make it quick. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which minister questions rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, do so. Yeah, even the Most High say not to get jammed up with that, because it makes no sense. But the agenda is to never see us come back. They don't even want the remnant to come back. Okay, we have to keep these commandments. Okay, we don't need to vote for these parties because they don't have our interests at heart. It's the truth. They don't have our interests at heart, man. That's plain. What lawmakers? What defense? Our only defense is keeping the commandments. Just like our foreparents did during the time of ancient Egypt. They called on the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob until they were delivered. That's what we're going to do. Okay? That's the only thing we can do going forward. And the Most High, he's going to deal with the wicked. And he's going to deal with sellout Romans 9:6 sell out Hebrew Israelites. He's going to deal with them too, right? But on his voting madness, let me cut that real quick. Deuteronomy 17 and verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose, one from among thy brethren. That's really going into your own people, not a racism white supremacist that could give a damn about you, because they don't. You see how quick also called white people basically bailed this murder out, and he get the wrong free so he could choke out the next person of color? It don't make sense, y'all. That's why we have to keep these commandments and not rely on government, because government hate us, man. Okay, when you read the account Exodus 14 and 14, the Most High he gonna deal with the wicked. He gonna fight for us. Even in these turbulent days of Jacob's trouble, while the turbulence get closer and closer, our power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he's going to fight for us. He's going to set the stage for us, right? From the top, Deuteronomy 17 and 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. And that cuts this utopian nonsense, man. That cuts that. Okay? We are to gather among our own people, not a people that want us exterminated. Here he was arrested. DeSantis set up a GoFundMe promo, $1 million plus. The white supremacists that killed Jake basically about to roam free, if he's not roaming free already. So how are we going to gather with the people that really want us dead? And I've said this many times, how are you going to align yourself with the people that they don't want you dead? They want you exterminated. We know the account Obadiah. We know really going to get exterminated. It ain't going to be the chosen. It's going to be our enemies, chiefly racism, white supremacy, because it's real. And the only way to escape this is to call on the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. There's no other way, right? Let's read. Let's see if there's any more. Let's get the Genesis 49 account. I'm gonna end it. I just want to reflect on that. I mean, it's sad. I hope I'm friendly. I hope I don't get shut down. I'm probably down to my last suspension with YouTube. I hope they don't can me. But if you're a person of color, you can't be silent on conditions like this. And if that's our surrounding, we're in a lot of trouble, right? But God's gonna save his chosen, and the wicked, they're gonna burn in that nuclear fire, right? Genesis 49 and 1. And Jacob called unto all his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that what shall befall you in the last days. We living in the last days. Famine, plague, pestilence, crashing of the economy, you name it. Everything is going to hell. Okay, this place is being judged. From the top, Genesis 49 and 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that what shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel, your father. Okay, and that's plain. It's not all nations. That's dealing with the scattered children of Israel. And for those of us keeping the commandments in humbleness and sincerity, salvation gonna come. It's gonna come swiftly. In the heat of these troubling times, salvation's gonna come. You can't make peace with something that hates your guts. We're gonna end it here. I have to keep reminding y'all, stop loving massa, because massa don't love you. That's proven. That's proven. The so-called DOJ, the powers that be, the government, the court system, that's not for us, man. It's just not for us. It's just not. Christ is going to deliver us from all this madness, man. Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword. Slakia. By the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Okay, so they're going to keep doing that, and the Heavenly Father is going to continue to make example of a lot of us that choose not to repent and get it right. Okay, now, these are the days of Jacob's trouble, and it's going to get worse and worse. Okay, but that's all I have, family. I just want to share that. To give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Power of Israel, Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness, sincerity. Israel, I love y'all. Shalom.